This is what you're going to need to make your sponge filter on steroids. You're going to need an aqua clear foam for the 110 model. You're going to need one of these cups you get at the dollar store. Here's the description of it. It's only $1. You're going to need a 2-inch piece of 3/4 inch PVC tubing, a 3/4 inch male threaded in, and a 3/4 inch cap. And this is a electrical conduit nut, 3/4 inch. And you're going to need GE 100% silicone, number 1, clear. These are the tools you're going to need to make the sponge filter work. You're going to need an air pump, some airline tubing, a air stone, a Dremel with a drill bit and a sanding stone, a drill with a kind of big drill bit. You're going to need a tape measure, and we can't forget about safety. Don't forget about eye protection and hearing protection. And if you have a vise or some pliers, that would be useful too. Alright, when you take the cup, it's going to be the hardest part of the whole thing. You have to take your Dremel, drill a hole in the bottom with the drill bit cutter. Then you're going to go around it with the stone and smooth it all out. You're going to have to drill 4 holes on the outside edge because this is a double layered cup, so there's an air pocket in there. And so if you don't want this thing floating away, you gotta open it up at the bottom, and you do the same for the top. 4 holes around. And this is optional. I drilled a bigger hole so I can silicone a suction cup on there. You really don't need it because the weight of the media is going to hold it to the bottom of the tank, but it's up to you if you want to. So you're going to get, after you get that hole drilled out, so this end will fit in there. You're going to take your 3 pieces and silicone them together, or you can use PVC glue. I went ahead and drilled 5 holes, 4 on the sides and 1 on the bottom. This is where your intake, your filter is going to go through the sponge and in these holes and out through the top. The top of the lid, this is where I drilled 8 holes. This is where the air bubble is going to come up through after it goes through the bottom, through the media, and out the top. Now the straw that actually comes with this, I'm using everything that I got. I'm going to fish the air tubing through the straw and attach the air stone to the bottom. So the air stone will actually be inside this tubing through the bottom of the cup. Alright, I went ahead and put the PVC little fitting I made into the bottom, and this is where the electrical conduit nut comes into play. It is a stainless steel nut, so it shouldn't affect your water, but you just snug that up in the bottom. I went ahead and put the little plastic straw that came with it through the top lid, and you gotta get the cheap airline tubing because it fits inside the straw. And you go to the bottom and you attach the air stone. You snug it up in the straw. Alright, so I went ahead and screwed on the lid so you can see the air stone is actually inside that pipe. You can see it through the holes in the bottom, the blue air stone. The air does not come out here. It goes up to the top. It has great suction. And you go ahead and take your little cup filter that we've put together so far, and you're going to silicone with the silicone I showed you that's aquarium safe around this little lip. So you want this to be airtight, so it's just pulling your suction through the holes. I'm going to silicone that up, and if you really want to, you could take that nut off after the silicone dries for 12 to 48 hours, or 12 to 24 hours actually. So after that's all dry, you go ahead and you cut your AquaClear 110 sponge filter in half. Then you're going to cut a hole and pull it apart on the inside all the way to the bottom. And that's when you slide this all the way down. And there you go. There's your sponge filter. It is the holes are down here, so it's actually pulling it through the sponge in there, and you're going to fill this. Hold on. You're going to take the cap off and put your ceramic media in there to the top. Screw your lid back on. Set in your tank, hook on your air pump, and there's your sponge filter on steroids. This is my 2 sponge filters that I made a while ago. It's been running up in the tank for a while. Showing you how it works. There's the holes that you drill on top, lets air out. And the air stone is way down there in the sponge. Even though it's by the inlet tube or holes, no air is coming out through the sponge. It all comes out through the top. When I'm doing my water changes, I drop the water to about 3 inches below the top of the cup, and water is still being forced out the top and water flowing over the sides. So it's got some pretty decent flow rate through that thing. I was really surprised when I first seen it. So there's the little suction cup I silicone on the back. Really don't need it because of the weight of the ceramic media, but it's nice to put it on there. I actually have one Whisper 3060 air pump powering both these. It's doing pretty good. So the most expensive thing is the ceramic media. If you have that, the cup and the sponge, you're probably in $6. So I believe this is a lot better bet than just the sponge filter you buy online. Just wanted to add something here at the end of the video. This is a filter that you could use in case your power went out. If you had a battery powered air pump and your power goes out and you need to filter your tanks, you don't want to lose your fish, this whole filter is powered by just an air pump. So if you have one of these, you should be good for a couple days. I have one of these handy without any media in it, with the sponge on it, so if the power does go out, I can just take the mature media from my canister filter, put in these filters, and stick it inside my main tank and hook my emergency air pump to it, and it should make me last for a couple days without my fish dying or anything like that. So it's a good fail safe because we are kind of having some bad weather around here, so it's nice to be prepared.